Good morning. It's Monday. Half of is in a cuck mood. But yeah, I'm not bothered. But yeah, we're making a little bit of a documentary, like saving shit so that we can remember it for future things. Right? So on Saturday we encountered a new type of pirate cam. Um, yeah, first time I see this cam, they bought the vehicle with the components in it. They've changed cylinder head, engine harness, ECU, pulled the engine apart twice, and yeah, struggled for a little bit. I don't know how long they have the vehicle. I don't know how many mechanics worked on the vehicle, but they've made a lot of changes to the car, like changed the instrument cluster to a digital one. Is already added in the harness for all those things, and when I explained to them, you do realize you got to pull the gearbox to remove the plastic gear, to put a tone ring in, to then put a magnet sensor in the gearbox. So it's a bit of a process. You got to dismantle the gearbox either on the car or pull it off. She's like, fuck that, no, I'm putting your cluster stuff in here. I say yes, less. I've done this, man, so it's fun to do all of the wiring changes. You have to change the dashboard because there's more cabling within the other dashboard, the one with the digital cluster. It has more sensors in the front of the car than just standard stuff. The standard 1.4 is with nothing on it. They've got none of that components is there. So the wiring might be there, but not 100% because it's not all wired into that particular plug on the left side of the vehicle, and it's not wired into the fuse box. It's not wired into certain things on the car because it's not meant to be there. The other dashboard has all that shit attached to the fuses and all those things. But yeah, this is not why we're getting there. We're at that point where, guys, if you start the car and everything is TDC and the motherfucker doesn't want to idle, throw that fucking cam against a fucking wall and just fucking replace it. Right? Because this is going to be car number 2. The first car I had for a week by me. Right? Only then to figure out, yeah, I have material to write the research paper on. Right? And that was my first research paper. I wrote about a fucking aftermarket cam cut in China that the lobes is 100% wrong. Meaning, top end you have all your power. From idle to pull away, there's fuck all. Nothing. Nada. Doesn't even want to give you a proper rev until it gets into a rev range, and then it will rev again. But from nothing to revving up, like it literally gives you fuck all, and then it like stumbles, and then it gives you a rev, and then it revs normal. Those are cam related issues when the lobes aren't cut correctly. That's when you're spending 600 Rand on a El Cheapo, which should have cost you 300 Rand. But because it's a weird little shop that doesn't exactly know what cams they've got, they overcharge you for the stuff because they think it's good stuff, but it's not that good. This one was named ACS, and then it has a code. Now, always, if the writing is on the side where you put your bolt in, that's a problem. Because even the quality aftermarket cams have their writing where General Motors puts their writing on their cams. So GM put the writing throughout the cam's length. There's a part number here and a part number on the opposite side, and then there's a code on the end, which will sometimes just end in a C or a D with a 1 or 2 letters or numbers attached to it. Now, a proper aftermarket cam will also have his writing at the back side where the plate is, where you lock the cam in position. And the cheap ones have the writing on the opposite side. That is how you can recognize when it's a shit cam. I'm making that habit of pulling the pulleys off now to make sure that there's no writing there. And this is what we encountered with Blue Bucky. That was Saturday's job. Saturday's job was supposed to be there 45 minutes and then leave. Saturday's job was there 3 hours, but it's sorted. Right? That's all the client wants is results. They don't give a shit about excuses, or because I gave him pardon, options. This man has bought another entire car to fix the one vehicle he had. And he's so far in a fucking hole, he had to phone his wife a few times to make executive decisions when it comes to paying the bill at the end of it. Right, so he didn't have all the money to complete it, but I told him, look, you have options. There's a cylinder laying in the back of your bucket. There's an entire cam box there. There's an ECU with key reader chip. You decide. All of these components cost money. So you have a little meeting with a wife, and then you decide what you want to do, because you can still just pay the one amount for the things that I've done already. I've given you a pricing. And if I pull certain things apart now, obviously I'm giving you another price. More work, more money. That's how this works. Yes, if you scratch out extra shit, it costs more. It's not included in the price. No, nothing is included for free at any workshop ever. So get that free mentality out of your mentality, right? There's no free advice on social media because it can't be done. It's not because we don't want to. It's stupidity to ask a man advice when he hasn't inspected anything. I call it stupidity. The way I say it is deliberate. If you feel offended by that, you should leave. It means you have no capacity to learn. You're an arrogant motherfucker that knows everything, and you shouldn't be here. Right? You know everything? Don't be here. It's that simple. Right? I'm not here to advise people for fuck all anymore. I show you what I do, what I find, and that's about fucking it. What you do with that information, none of my fucking business. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about the criticism, because the motherfuckers is incapable of doing what I do. Therefore, zero fucks are given. Right? You can take my advice or you don't take my advice. That's entirely your fucking decision. I don't care. Right? Being nice gotten people nowhere in life. It's gotten them creping gat, kissing ass, and still getting nowhere in fucking life, right? I've decided to be an asshole, and it's gotten me very far in life. Very far. Farther than what you think I am. That is why people think they know what's going on, but they know fuck all that's going on when it comes to me. Right? Nothing. Zilts, nada, fuck all. You only see what I show you. And you think what I show you is everything. Please notice I haven't showed you bottom end work on this car. What modifications was done in the bottom end. What I've done to make it lightweight. What I've done to properly gap rings and sizings. And what also was done in the sidelines. Because, yeah, the people that actually give a fuck about what's happening here is actually on the paid platforms. They pay subscriptions to be here. You are a freebie motherfucker that thinks he has say. You think you have power in the comments. You don't. You're a fuckall that has shown fuckall, proven fuckall, and has accomplished fuckall. So that means I can't sit and have a discussion with you because I'm afraid I'm going to lose some brain cells in the process. But yeah, have a great day. And stop using cut components and cheap components in your car and thinking that people like me can create miracles. We don't. We actually do what we're supposed to do. And if you don't want to follow protocol, you can go fuck yourself. Because we follow protocol.